Hey, welcome to this episode of the Seven Fragrance Frequency podcast with me, your host, Iona Meade at Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, and it's Contribution Freedom Monday. Yay! It's Mondays. Do you love a Monday? I personally love Mondays. And today, because it's Monday, we're going to be talking about your business as life purpose-led business, spiritual business for spiritual entrepreneurs. That is what I'm about. I'm about manifesting more life-work balance, making that transition from whatever you used to do in your day job or your night job into being a full-time light worker online, living your best life and being in alignment with your purpose. So it's not always easy, right? It's not always easy. And I've got a little bit of last bit of incense burning and I'm very aware of that. So anyway, all right, so let's dive into this episode. And before I do, I always say this, let's dive in and then let's not dive in. I want to dive into the episode, but I want to give some shout outs before I actually get into this episode. Because it's Contribution Freedom Monday, I talk about how I contribute in the world. And I wanted to give some shout outs and say thank you. If you are new to my world, or if you have seen me around and you're like, what is she doing? Then I want to give you a shout out. Thank you for bringing your energy, because you guys light me up. If you're in the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network for YouTube podcasting, for spiritual entrepreneurs with a movement, then welcome. And so this is being streamed out. This YouTube podcast is on my YouTube channel at the Soul Legacy TV. Also, it will be repurposed into a podcast episode. And it's a live stream, and I can see that you're on with me. And as soon as I say that, people are like, oh, I've got to get off. But I wanted to give a shout out because we've got new members and we've got people coming into the community. And I want to give a shout out to one of my students. I won't name you. But I wanted to say, you know, you've just given me this inspiration. My daughter's messaging me. She's coming in about an hour. Oops. Sorry. I apologize. 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 My daughter's coming in and out. I haven't seen my daughter for like 3 months. And so I've relocated from London back to Suffolk, where my second home is from. And I'm going to see my daughter in an hour. So I'm just absolutely buzzing. Like, she's 20, but she's just my little lady. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys a shout out and say, you know, welcome. So one of my students had given me the idea, as we do the Seven Fragrance Frequency podcast, the whole idea is to raise our vibrational frequency, right? And we know how we do that, how we manifest. And I know that you know, like, how you manifest. But sometimes it's tricky when it's thoughts, feelings, beliefs, actions, and all the things, to have that all be in alignment and moving and dancing in the beat of life when life is lifing, right? So I wanted to acknowledge my student because she was playing the Bank 50K and 50 Days. You know who you are. Bank 50K and 50 Days challenge with me as part of the contribution. We're contributing in the world and we're receiving that financial freedom. And I've changed the vision board challenge group from the 7-day spiritual business vision board challenge with Iona Meade for life work balance for spiritual entrepreneurs to the Bank 50K and 50 Days vision board challenge, the Soul Income Game with Iona. So look that up on Facebook and come and join me. I'll stream this out in here. But we also play the Soul Income Game, because she's like, well, you've done the vision board challenge in there. Where do I post my homework? And where do I post my ongoing manifestation? I really want to make that. I want to make this fun. And so my contribution to you is to give you a space that, and you can say thank you to her, to give you a space to really play this with me full out, right? And so before I dive into the episode and I talk about what's in my journal, the Soul Legacy Journal, as the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, contributing, so living an intentional life, it's a very practical episode. It's a very practical podcast in terms of we vision together. We're going to talk about rating our vibration. We're going to set intentions. We're going to take the next 1 to 3 soul guided action steps that you can make around your contribution. I don't know if this is good or not, because it's like, oh, are we good? Are we good? I think we're good. Might go down a little bit. We good? So yeah, in terms of your contribution, and then we are going to play the Soul Income Game. I'm going to talk about the book. Oh, I mentioned this book, and I've just got the story of what this book is, how this book came into my life. I talked about it I'm going to tell it now. So I talked about it. So when I've relocated, I've come to stay with family till I build up my business again and go off traveling, right? Like you do, you've kind of got that gap time. And when I went to my sister-in-law's, my ex-sister-in-law, but she's still we're still family. This was in the room. Have you ever heard of this? I have not. This is the first time, and I'm going to read a little bit at the end. It's called "Make It Happen: Manifest the Life of Your Dreams." Excuse me, by Jordana Levin. I've started to read it, and I'm like so excited about it, and the way that came to me, I was just like, why is this book in this room? It's the only book in this room. The room had been cleared out. Not for me. One of my nieces had moved out with her mum's. And so they're like, oh, well, come and stay. We've got 2 spare rooms. You can use one. And I was like, I'm really surprised that this book is in this room, right? No disrespect to that niece. And I was like, what? So anyway, last night I was like, signs, more signs. Yes. And so I just told my niece who I'm visiting, I said, tell, your sister that I've got her book. And she's like, oh, yeah, I know. And I said, tell her, I said, thank you. I said, does she mean to leave it? And she said, well, she doesn't know where she got it from. So I've asked her to go and ask her because she's going to go visit her. And I said, ask her the story of where this book came from, because they were going through stuff. And she's like, actually, and Iona had really liked that book. So she knows me enough to know. She said, I don't think that she read this book. My niece read this. There's 2 nieces, they're sisters. my niece. But I'm like so super happy. So whatever, this is going to be my nighttime read until it's done. I am super excited. And thank you for all of the authors that write. Like, I'm an author and I teach, writing your book and birthing your book around your business. And this is the thing, books get passed on, books change lives. And I know that this is a special book. And had I not relocated, the knowledge in this would not have come to me. And I can feel it. Like, I'm on this journey of intentional living. I don't know everything. Like when you're like, oh yeah, I know a bunch of stuff, but it's not always work. We can always add. So I am ecstatic about this book. So I'm going to share it. I'm going to share the card for today from Keepers of the Light. I think you're going to love this one. I think it's in alignment with the book, to be fair. And so, like I say, I was there and I'm staying there for a little while until, well, definitely till after the winter stuff. Anyway, coming back into this area was not something that I'd planned. I haven't been here for years, over a decade. And just staying, going through, passing through. And most of my family is here, to be fair. My big brothers, my nieces, nephews, great nieces, nephews. And this is where my dad lived. And as I was walking today, and I will dive into the episode, I just want to share that contribution. My dad made a massive contribution to me. He wasn't my biological father, but he raised me like his own. And he will always be my dad, right? And so I do believe when I begged the universe, right, to change my location. I was like, I don't know what's going on with this environment, but I'm done. I've got my lessons. I'm like, get my backpack. I need to be somewhere that I can create and I can feel really happy and I can feel really joyous. And I'm around people that get it and get me, and I can live just like freely and feel really good. And not because you can't do that in certain environments, but it just wasn't working for me. And I asked and I begged, basically. And I was like, like, I'm doing my bit, universe, come on. And I believe that calling and that, because it just feels so peaceful. And then to be greeted by a book that somebody had thought of me and thought, you know what, I just am really excited about this whole journey. So I've walked from here, from where I'm staying to here to visit my niece. And I've walked past all of the shops that I used to go to. So I lived in Leeds, my accent's from Leeds. I used to come down in the holidays to my dad. So he contributed in my life. I talk about contribution in your light work and your lifestyle. I contributed in my life. And obviously, I'm obviously my mum, but that shaped who I am. And when I moved from Leeds, I moved down and I stayed with my dad like for 3 years with my son. And I walked past the school that, my son had his first day at school. If you don't know, my son passed 8 years ago. He would have been 28. So there was a lot. I felt emotional, but not like on my knees crying, more that nostalgia. And I can't believe that so much has happened in a relatively short space of time. My dad's not here, my son's not here, one of my big brothers is not here, and it just makes me so grateful for life. And where I was, like I say, the environment, it's like, I'll talk about health freedom tomorrow, but the frequency of that, and it just is not in alignment with where I am. I want to live life to the absolute fullest. And I went to the gym today, which I said I would, and I was like, if it's dark, I'm not going. The gym class was at 6:30 in the morning. It's like, what? And then I watched part of my own live yesterday that announced, oh, I'm going to the gym tomorrow. I was like, Iona, get up and get yourself to that gym now. And I did. I went, and you know what? The gym was the hardest, and I'll talk about it more tomorrow, but I want to mention it while it's fresh and my body feels it. My legs were just buckling on the way back. So it's like a 40-minute walk. And as I'm going down the stairs, I'm like, I am going to be in so much pain tomorrow. This gym lesson, right? I was telling my niece the story of when I was in London, and I'm not a gym goer, but I've got it on my vision board, right? I want to be hench. I was like, get the muscles out. And I'm always like this, thinking, but I don't really work on my legs. I was just like, I want to be. And I had not done that really in the gym. I'm not a gym goer. I wasn't a gym goer. So I found this class that I absolutely love. It's called Pump. So I'm just like, I'm going to go to these pump lessons. So I did. I manifested a one-on-one session when I went to London, which gave me the confidence to go again. It's like, great. So it's the same gym company here. I'm going to walk up the road. It was like literally 15 minutes up the road from where I'm staying. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to go in. I went in, I got there early. The guy was fine. The class looked like it was going to be empty. I'm like, yes. The class filled up, and I was like, oh my gosh. Felt a little bit nervous, like, shake it off. It's fine. You'll be good. It's Pump. You know this. Well, every instructor makes up their own routine. This was rude. It was hard. And I mean, hard. And everybody had been but one person like loads of times. So they were all used to the routine. And when I came out of there, and before I've come on this live, have you ever done a workout and you're like, oh, I said to the guy, this work, who made up this workout? Who designed it? And he goes, I just made it up. I liken this to the manifestation, like me reading this book, right? We know about manifestation. We know about setting intentions. We know. Well, the pump class in London that I'd been to, and I was smashing. I was like, yeah, I'm going to up my weights. This is brilliant. I got results. And then compared to this class, same name, different person, different instructor, different person bringing their energy, different person bringing their own signature and their own thread to it. Completely, I mean, full body workout. It was intense. Like he did moves that I've never even seen. And when I went to the other class, they were like, your form's really good. And I felt like a badass. And this one, he kept coming around, changing my form. I was like, oh, it was, and I said to my niece when I came out, I said, right, that is it. The next time I go there, I'm going to be a badass. But bear in mind, it's like 6:30 in the morning, so I'm not fully on. And my cycle, my cycle's here, so I normally get quite tired then, and I avoid the gym. So I'm proud that I went. So I'm going again on Wednesday, and I'm going again on Friday, and those will be my days, and I will see the results. I've got it on my vision board. I'm committed to it. I'm just going to see how it goes, but I just came out of there with the sense of, when you get complacent, like, yeah, of course I know, like, I'm confident in this. Went in, game changer completely. But it was good. I stopped so many times. Didn't feel embarrassed for stopping. I felt like, oh, I only could just keep going. But it was big. It was big. So I'm thinking that this book is going to be like that. Build, just ripping my muscles. It's painful, it's so painful, and you want to stop. At one point I thought, just walk out. You don't have to be here. And you think, well, you're not going to get to your goal if you don't actually go through the motions and go through that pain and do the repetitions and do the different moves. You're not going to see that result. And I believe that manifesting is like that, and setting intentions is like that. And I just wanted to share that with you before I dive into the episode, because this is for me to log and document my own growth and my own process, because as a spiritual entrepreneur, as a light worker, I want to show up, speak out, and serve deep, and just be raw and just be real and just share. Like, there's so many people online doing their thing and being all polished and being all, and so many of us that think that we have to do the same. I'm not saying you want to follow me, but like we can just be who we are. We can just share. Like, it's just a conversation. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully you'll pick up a book. Right? What book have you been meaning to read that you absolutely know that you need to read again? You do whatever it is that is good for you. Hopefully I'm sparking something in you, not to say do what Iona Meade does, but just as in, like, live your best life. Like, I had someone share with me, I know you know who you are, a different word that they heard, and it stands from a psychologist, and it stands for living without joy. And I clicked on it, but I didn't have time to look right through it because my daughter's coming. But living without joy, can you imagine living without joy? And it's certain people that have got certain conditions where they just strip from that joy. And I do believe that the way that society is and how it's set up and all the things is just, you know, have we always lived without joy, or have we set certain standards to, I know that there's chemical imbalance and things like that, but it's just that's how I feel where I was in that location, not completely without joy, but I am joyous, and I want to raise my vibration to freedom, love, and joy and empowerment. And the other book that I was listening to, while I was walking, was Asking It Was Given. And basically when you're asking vibrationally, it's moving up the emotional scale. I'm so blessed to be able to just share what I'm learning, be open and willing to learn from you guys. I was saying that I wanted to shout out members who are coming onto the monthly call, who have new subscribers to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here and, you know, sharing your energy and sharing your light. And one member who came in, and I put them on the map. When you come into the community, I will put you on the map, on the SBYN map, the Spiritual Biz YouTubers map. And I had messaged her years ago when I first came back online, and I'd sent the what's that called? The YouTube video of Indiari, I Am Light. I sung that song for weeks and months. And I was in Twin Flame Union at the time, and we both would sing it, and the kids would sing it. It's I Am Light by Indiari. And I've been feeling like, you know, that calling in like-minded people, like-minded spiritual entrepreneurs, and having that space where we share our voice and shine our light, because we are born to serve. And that's what I've been saying. And that just, it keeps coming. It keeps coming. It keeps coming. I love it. Anyway, let's dive into this episode, right? And rate your vibrational frequency. So how are you feeling today? Are you good? To be fair, I'm feeling amazing. I rate my vibration if I'm in soul funk or in soul flow. I'm in soul flow today, and I'm at an 11 with my contribution. I'm loving it, and I cannot wait to see my baby girl. Like, she's not a baby, but she's mine. I just can't wait to see her face and kiss it a lot. Just like, you know, it's the first time in 20 years to not be with her and to be like joined, because I had so much going on. She couldn't come with me to go to London, because she wouldn't fit in the car with all of the staff. So I didn't we'd said bye and stuff, but it's like, oh wow. So I'm just really excited. I know that all of that happened for a reason, but I'm back. And I do plan to go again, but I think it's going to be in a much calmer way. Hey, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? On Facebook is pushing the episode out. You're from Pakistan. Welcome. I am here in the UK. I'm close to London, but I've just moved from London. Hopefully you are well. Welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. We are rating our vibrational frequency. We are talking about manifesting. We're talking about being in spiritual business, having that life-work balance. So welcome. I go live every single day talking about a different area of your life. And today is about living in alignment with your life purpose and having a life purpose-led business. All right, for spiritual entrepreneurs. If you know any spiritual entrepreneurs, then do share this out. So my vibrational frequency, the idea, we know that we're energy, right? We know that we're energy. We know that we're souls having a human experience. So moving through life on a day-to-day basis for me is just like, it's just a natural thing to me to feel the vibe, feel my vibe, and notice what is raising my vibration and lowering my vibration. And it's common to hear that, you know, like, oh, well, I've raised my vibration, but really practicing that. And I don't mean forcing it. I just mean getting that ease, grace, and flow throughout the day. So that's the first thing. I want you to write down in your Soul Legacy journal. This journal I have is the Soul Legacy journal. It's my journal. I call it the Soul Legacy Journal. It's a notebook, a blank notebook, 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. I co-created Soul Path to Spiritual Alchemy for Light Workers. This is me writing down and leaving my legacy. So the next thing I want to talk about is vision board. The vision board, I've mentioned that a little bit today, but I have a 7-day spiritual business vision board challenge. And in alignment with that vision board challenge is the Bank 50K in 50 days. So you're contributing in the world, but you're also open to receiving financial freedom. And so we do the vibrational money voucher. We spend it today, every single day, in alignment so that there's more spiritual entrepreneurs who are doing their work and getting paid so they can leave their, I call it a soul-sucking day job, and actually be in service and build a life purpose-led business. So they can get the gifts out there. There are so many talented spiritual entrepreneurs behind closed doors struggling and not knowing how to build a business and believing that it's really hard. And I think that there's a lot of things in our industry that are probably hurting the industry and giving us false ideas. And a lot of us are, let me know if this is you, and what your experience has been and how long it is since you've been trying to figure this out and starting out. And you know, and if you're thriving and you're super successful, then absolutely amazing. I'm talking about spiritual business success. And success means a lot of different things. It's like just being happy is a measure of that success, and your vibration is your measure of success. Abraham Hicks was saying many different things about, you know, what success is, and having that freedom and that freedom of choice. That's success for me. So the vision board challenge, we break down each of these 7 areas of our life. So contribution freedom is Monday on the daily 7 freedoms, the 7 freedoms, 7 freedoms frequency podcast. I actually had to read it on the screen. Health freedom Tuesday, emotional freedom Wednesday, environmental freedom Thursday, relationship freedom Friday, spiritual freedom Saturday, and financial freedom Sunday. So the vision board challenge helps you to break that down and focus on each area so that you can be in alignment and in tune, and then focus on the manifestation of that, meaning not like I've got to manifest, but just being in alignment. Like when you're clear on what it is that you want and you give that clarity to the universe and you say this or something better, you're moving towards it, meaning that the experiences, the relationships, how you use your time, energy, and money is going to be in alignment with that vision board. It doesn't make sense to say, well, this is what I want to experience, and do the exact opposite. It's confusing to the universe. Vibrationally, you're not aligned, and what you spend, what you focus your attention on. And I love this in the book. Abraham Hicks talks about, or Jerry A. Nesta Hicks, to talk about whatever you pay attention to. So if you're saying yes to something, it's in your vibration. But also if you're saying no to something, it's in your vibrational frequency. And I knew my experience in London towards the end. I'm like, this is going to alter my vibration, and there's residual energy that I now need to clean up, and I'm responsible for it, absolutely. But I knew that focusing on what I didn't want, and focusing on like health issues that I don't have, and focusing on being in an environment that I didn't resonate with being in. I couldn't walk out. I mean, I walked out this morning at 6 a.m. There's no way that I would have done that in London. There's foxes everywhere. I didn't feel safe. You know, like they're not going to attack me and stuff, but I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel at peace. I didn't feel at ease. And so I was saying I had that in my vibrational frequency, which meant that I was going to manifest more. And all I kept seeing was one magpie, which was like, in the UK, it's like, that's bad luck, that's bad luck, that's bad luck. And I'm like, I just need to, yeah, I haven't seen it in one magpies. If I start to see them, I'm like, what? So I love it. The vision board challenge is that it's free. There's in the description and the show notes, you'll see a link to the vision board challenge, and there will be a link to the Facebook group for the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. And if I remember, I'll pin it around here somewhere. But if not, go to Facebook and go to and type in Bank 50K in 50 Days vision board challenge with Iona Meade, and you'll get it. All right. So, and come and do it and share it and invite people in, right? And so we'll do it live again in December. Expressing gratitude. So all the areas that I mentioned on the 7 Freedoms frequency are the things that we say gratitude for. And I have my gratitude rocker stone. Do you have one? Have you ever had one? My daughter bought it for, not daughter, she gave it to me. And then so every single day I'm like, I just think of her, and I've been expressing gratitude. And so we want to bring the 7 Freedoms frequency into now. So my mind just went off, like, because yeah, she's coming in 25 minutes late day, and this podcast is normally an hour, so I'm like, gratitude. We want to say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. That's how I do gratitude. You might do it differently. Let me know how you do it, whether you write down your gratitude now. I say raising our vibrational frequency with the 7 Freedoms frequency, gratitude, the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency. It's a way for us to, what I say, soul speak into existence. Is I raise my vibration, you raise your vibrational frequency, then we raise the vibration of the collective. Like, we can't go around trying to alter other people's vibration, what they're thinking, what they're feeling. We might have an influence, but the greatest influence is to be that role model, right? Yeah, it's just to be that role model. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate, in terms of contribution, happy and grateful and appreciate the contribution that I get to make as the host of the monthly call. I'm really excited to get that out there and have my soul tribe, I say, but our soul tribe come in. Really excited to meet different people and call them in and just, you know, connect and co-create. I'm really excited about that, but I'm also excited that my niece has had that contribution, that little thought of me to Auntie O'Neill. Enjoy that. That book, I'm just like, wow, absolutely phenomenal. I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate it. If you can hear that, I think it's the fridge. I didn't have my headphones in. I hadn't felt compelled to shove my headphones in. Like, when I was in London and I was doing my lives, it's like, oh, the noise. So if the noise is not, if the sound is not great, then I will put it in. Health, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that I've just been shown the rudest, most badass routine for the body pump. There's going to be some results coming through that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that I was able to go to the gym today, and that gym instructor was amazing, and it was a lovely atmosphere as well in there. Happy and grateful for that. Really am happy and grateful and appreciate emotions, emotional freedom, and understanding that what we say yes to is in our vibrational frequency, but remembering what I'm saying no to is also in my vibrational frequency, right? And we want to tip over that. So learning that more so in this book is phenomenal, because at the core of all manifestation is emotions, right? It's how you feel. and being around people that make you feel like sunshine, like yes, and making yourself feel like sunshine and just shining and singing the song, I am light, you are light. Oh, love it. Happy and grateful and appreciate environmental freedom. Ta-da! I'm here out in nature, baby. It's so close to the park that I used to go to where I grew up. I don't think I've been as grateful to be in, and I know that part of that is like appreciating the contrast. So I've still got the contrast there, I've still got the negative in there, because I'm like, oh, this is so much better. But it is. Do you know what I mean? It just really is. In terms of relationships, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate it's relationships that make the world go round. And understanding that you know, we don't have the relationship with ourselves in isolation. Being loving and being kind is just the most epic thing. And it's taught me, that experience has taught me to be loving and kind. And I know that I'm kind of like, it feels like, oh, well, there was so much contrast and it was bad. And I'm grateful for it. And I'm talking about it in the sense of, it was unexpected contrast for one. And it's still, I'm processing, so it's still helping me shift. Do you know what I mean? It's still helping me shift, and it's still helping me up level, because it's that understanding of what actually just happened there, because I was in it for like 3 months. What actually did, August, September, October, 3 months almost. Yeah, I don't even know, whatever, a long time. It felt like a long time. And I was in a room like the size of a cell or something. Do you know what I mean? That's it just. And now I'm here, and it's a dining room. It's expansive and it's bright, and it just, I'm really happy and grateful for that. Like, there is that contrast that is still in my mind, but I asked and it was given, and I'm basking and appreciating. And as I was walking, I'm like, actually, so for being happy and grateful for spiritual freedom, is the idea is to manifest a barn conversion, right? And so I'm like, who do you need to be, the vibrational version of you, to manifest that barn conversion? Look where you've just come from. Look where you've just come from. Look what you've just come through. And knowing that you've still held true to being you. That's my test. So I'm just really celebrating that no matter what, like, I'm like, I've got faith. I'm not religious, but I've got faith, right? In my life purpose-led business. I've got faith in that. Like, I can't not. Like, there's no. So what are you called to do in the world? Right? What are you called to do? And can you let it go? Can you let it go? I can't let it go. It's just in me. It's something that's in me, that I'm here to serve, and I'm not giving it lip service, wishing and dreaming that I'm serving. I'm showing up anyway. I'm serving anyway, right? And so hopefully this is helping. I'm just really, really passionate, and I know that lots of people are in places, environments, in relationships, feeling a certain way, not figuring out what their purpose is. And I wanted to be that bridge. I wanted to bridge that gap. And so hopefully these daily lives will and this 7 Frequency podcast will bridge that gap for you. I'm really like setting that intention. All right. So financial freedom. I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate financial freedom. Okay. The internet, it costs money, right? And again, the contrast that I had. So when I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate, like, going without, just knowing that, you know what I mean? Having a house for like 11 years, having a house for longer than that, but that particular house for 11 years. Sometimes we take, even like just drinking, do you know what I mean? And breathing. You know, until we feel restricted and limited in a particular area, I think sometimes we forget. And I'm not somewhat, I'm like, I know I'm always grateful. And sometimes I think that I forget, like, let's not put it on you. I forgot. Just some of the basics that I had in place and down, and Yeah, and I took some of the relationships for granted because I was doing my work in the world and I'm like ignoring certain people, just doing, and they've still come back and they're loving up on me, and I'm really grateful for that. One of the things that I did, and I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate relationships. I did a volunteering. I filled out a form today. Filled out a few. I'm tying up loose ends that I knew in the environment that I was in were not getting done. It's like just dropping the ball. So I'm going back and just tying up those loose ends. And one of the things was filling in the application form. I think it's a week and a half since I had the call with the kinship fostering. And so when I went to, actually, it's divine timing. It's not even dropping the ball. It's divine timing because when I was filling out the form, when I get ready to fill out the form, I'm like, right, I'm in alignment with it now. So I don't suggest doing something that when we're not in alignment, right? That energy first. And it asked me for references straight away. My niece is like, yeah. And then straight away, like my friend my children's godmom, she brought me over straight away. She said yes. So I was able to fill out that form. I didn't even know that that's what I needed to do on the form. But that contribution there, my niece is like, what are you doing kinship for? She said, what? And I said, no, not doing it, but supporting other kinship foster carers, because I know what that feels like. And then I told the story of the lady who is running the charity, how she's got a project and I feel like I might be able to add value to that. So that's really exciting to me. So the next segment is how we launch our day, lead our day, and leave our day with soul legacy and a life purpose-led business. For me as a spiritual entrepreneur, I want to have that life work balance, right? But I also want to have other interests where I'm passionate, like I'm tithing my time, tithing my energy, and tithing my money. And so that for me is an alignment, and doing that today felt really, really good. I've got another form that I've got to fill out for the bereavement, for compassionate friends. And so that will get done as well. I just feel like I'm in that place, like when you've got stuff on your mind or stuff's going on or stuff's a distraction, right? And then it's like, oh, you feel clear and it's like, that's how I feel. So launching my day, leading my day, I'm getting into that new routine. It's the first time that I'd gone out to the gym at that time in the morning ever. And it's dark now, but so when I came out, it was light, but it was fine. It was okay. And so that will be my Monday routine. I'm going to do my Wednesday, and I tried to get it at a time where when I'm doing my interviews, I can still pop out to the gym and back. I'm thinking that will work still, so I'm excited about that, even on those days. And so how I launch my day, lead my day, and leave my day. You'll hear a little bit of background noise, the little ones in here. How I launch my day, lead my day, and leave my day is putting things back in that feel more like ease, grace, and flow, and building the business again online. I mean, I'm doing it, but just, yeah, there's little recordings that I did today with filling out interviews, like for a summit and an example one for a podcast. And that's how I want to launch my day, lead my day, and leave my day as a spiritual entrepreneur, getting myself out there and then teaching my students. We've got the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge, because I work with spiritual entrepreneurs who have a movement. And it's like, this stuff needs to happen. This stuff needs to get done. And it's not getting done. It wasn't getting done, which impacted deadlines and things like that. So if you feel like you're on a slippery slope, or you feel like, oh, how do I take back control of where I am? Then, know that you can choose, know that you can be more intentional, and it can change for you. So have a look at how you're contributing in the morning, how you're contributing in the daytime, and how you're contributing in the evening. How do you leave your day in terms of your contribution? When you look back at, say, last week or last month, have you contributed in the way that you've got on your vision board? And I can say that I'm getting there. You always want it to go faster than what it does, but I can say that I'm getting there. All right. So next segment is taking 1 to 3 soul-guided action steps. So what are the action steps that you can take? So I'm doing it. So that was one. And today, between now and next week, to push that forward, to be in alignment with your vision board. One was do that intake form. 2 was do the summit form. And 3, I've got the other form to do, but I've also got some, and I did a recording as well. So there's 3 action steps, and it's like, when that's done, what else can you do? The contribution is going to be bigger than the other steps, but I know that tomorrow, when it comes to health freedom, and I set the intention, because my health freedom dipped last week before I knew that I was even coming here, and now I feel it doesn't, I don't have to have the buff body, I don't have to have, I'm in good shape. I'm in good shape, but I hadn't been for like a month and a half, and I felt it. So I've got to build myself back up. But I'm 50 and I'm doing it. Do you know what I mean? So I feel good. Next 3 action steps: soul income game, bank 50k in 50 days with me, Iona Meade, do your vision board challenge, and then come and journal with me and spend your vibrational money voucher. So this journal, the Soul Legacy Journal notebook, it's a blank notebook, gives you £1,000, dollars, euros every single day, a vibrational money voucher. And we want to spend our vibrational money on £1,000, dollars, euros every single day, right? So we're letting the universe know, hey, I have a life purpose-led business. I'm in business. I'm a spiritual entrepreneur, and I want to make my difference. And I don't want to work in my soul-sucking day job or night job. I don't want to rely on government assistance. I actually want to build a business. I've seen other people build a business. I've been called, and I want to do this. So therefore, I need to have the cost of living covered, right? So we do that maths, and so we have £1,000, dollars, euros every single day, and we tithe 10% every single day to worthy cause. And my worthy cause is Cruise Bereavement Care, not Cruise Bereavement Care. It was Cruise Bereavement Care. It's Compassionate Friends. And so I will give some to Cruise as well. So we spend the vibrational money voucher. What would you spend 50k on in 50 days? Do you know? Would you like, oh, I couldn't spend that. Oh, I'd put it on bills. Your bills are covered. I'd save it. No, your savings are covered. What would you, if you banked 50k in 50 days, and some people are like, 50k? It's like 50k in a year, 50k in an hour, whatever. Just playing this game is feeling in. And then lots of people say, well, I've got a dream to be a millionaire. Like, well, millionaires bank more than 50k in 50 days. I'm just saying, like, play with it, make it a game, make it fun. What would you experience? You know, that poverty consciousness, that lack, like, I can't do this, I can't do that. Even though I was in London and I was restricted, my mind wasn't restricted. I knew the possibilities. I knew that my path, I know that it's unfolding. I know that I've got work to do. And I know that, like, financially, as I do my work, as I call my soul tribe in, as I call my soul clients in, because only I can do that, then I am giving my contribution in my life purpose-led business and receiving the financial freedom for it. Like, it's a given. But if you don't have that yet, and you're up leveling, the way to spend your money, Abraham Hicks has in Ask, and it is given the prosperity game, and Frederick Lerman has a game of spending money. And it is just to get you used to seeing life through a different lens. And I like to say through the lens of your soul, because we're not here to suffer. We're not here to have a joyless life. So that's it for the vibrational money voucher. I will spend mine. You spend it every day. And if you don't tithe every day, and if you don't spend the 900, then you can carry it over to the next day. Let me know. And you've got to spend it by Sunday. I will spend my vibrational money on Sundays, which is Financial Freedom Sunday. And I will share with you what I buy vibrationally. You can share with me and share it in the group. The Vision Board Challenge, the Bank 50k Vision Board Challenge, and the Soul Income Game with Iona it's on Facebook right now. I've just changed the name of the group. I'm excited about it. All right, so card, and then book, and then I'll invite you to the call, and my door will be here in like 8 minutes or something. Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. That's it. I'll read it again. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. And that is what I've been talking about all week. Thank you for that. The book again, Make It Happen. I'll read a tiny little bit before my daughter comes. Okay, let me see. Let me tell you a little story. Okay. Let me see. I might leave it because I've got a... Oh, those stars I wanted at the front of my book. I wanted like a North Star at the front of my book. I couldn't do it. See it? I love that. I'm not going to read it. I'm going to let you go and see. Yeah. For years, journalist and podcaster. She's got a podcast. Right. I'm going to look for it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to invite you to SBWN, the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, for YouTube podcasters with a movement. Partnerships. Let's co-create, connect, and collaborate. I feel cheated. I feel like I've cheated you. What's stopping you from manifesting? Let's just open it and see, because if she knocks, then I'll run. Since entering the workforce at the age of 21, I've landed my dream job. My belief system around self-worth in the workplace has always been incredibly strong. My parents echo the sentiments. It's not what I wanted to read because I haven't read that. The law of attraction, we touched on this one earlier. Essentially, it teaches us that like attracts like. More specifically, that thoughts play a vital role in the manifestation process. On its own, the law of attraction isn't enough to manifest successfully, but it's definitely a worthy participant in the manifesting equation. And it's the basis for the first part of the equation, thoughts. Look at this. Enter the equation for manifesting. So she's got 12 laws, where science abides a bunch of natural laws, physics, biology, astronomy, chemistry. There is a set of spiritual laws known as the 12 universal laws, and these laws govern everything in the universe. The manifest equation is based on 4 of these laws: the law of attraction, the law of vibration, and the law of action, and the law of rhythm. So I've got to go because my daughter wants to know exactly where I am. I love you. No, big love. Not I love you. Big love. So share your voice and shine your light. I shall speak to you. So take care.